Hello, welcome to Daily Devotional with Penny. Today is Sunday, July 9th, and I will be reading out of the Words of Life devotional book and the NIV Bible. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for coming back, and welcome to the new people. I'm glad you're here. All right, so we're going to start with the Bible, and today's reading is out of Matthew chapter 20, verses 1 through 16. This is sort of a long one. It's called The Parable of the Workers in the Vineyard. For the kingdom of heaven is like a landowner who went out early in the morning to hire workers for his vineyard. He agreed to pay them a denarius for the day and sent them into his vineyard. About 9 in the morning he went out and saw others standing in the marketplace doing nothing. He told them, "You also go and work in my vineyard, and I will pay you whatever is right." So they went. He went out again about noon and about 3 in the afternoon and did the same thing. About 5 in the afternoon he went out and found still others standing around. He asked them, "Why have you been standing here all day long doing nothing?" "Because no one has hired us," they answered. He said to them, "You also go and work in my vineyard." When evening came, the owner of the vineyard said to his foreman, "Call the workers and pay them their wages, beginning with the last ones hired and going on to the first." The workers who were hired about 5 in the afternoon came, and each received a denarius. So when those came who were hired first, they expected to receive more. But each one of them also received a denarius. When they received it, they began to grumble against the landowner. "These who were hired last worked only 1 hour," they said, "and you have made them equal to us who have borne the burden of the work and the heat of the day." But he answered one of them, "I am not being unfair to you, friend. Didn't you agree to work for a denarius? Take your pay and go. I want to give the one who was hired last the same as I gave you. Don't I have the right to do what I want with my own money? Or are you envious because I am generous? So the last will be first, and the first will be last." Wow. Okay, their reading for Sunday, July 9th is called Fair and Generous. We usually expect justice to be upheld. However, not everyone has the same perspective on justice. Its meaning can be understood and interpreted in several ways, according to the intention of the person giving it out, depending on the situation in which it is carried out. Ideally, when justice is applied, an agreeable situation is created which minimizes discord, tension, and disappointment. For this reason, it is particularly important that justice is carried out fairly in all situations, including personal and family life and the workplace. Jesus' parable of the hired workers sparked quite a debate because the full-time workers felt they were being treated unfairly. The landowner found workers for his vineyard at separate times. There were those who worked from very early morning, some started at 9 and others later, working for fewer hours. After completing their work, they got wages which turned out to be controversial. They were all given equal payment. Of course, the action of the vineyard owner was not unfair. He and the early starters had already agreed the wage for a full day's work was 1 denarius, and they got the expected salary. As for the workers who came later, they responded to the owner's offer of work and were rewarded from the owner's generosity. It's a perfect picture of the kingdom of God, in which God's grace is not limited by anything, and it applies to everyone. Those who accept God's offer, responding to it and working for his kingdom, will receive their just reward from God. We do not have any right to determine what God will give us. Remember, too, that people who are blessed with generosity should show liberal grace and kindness to others. Okay. Will you please join me in the daily prayer? Father, I am grateful for the opportunity